TMS3715 family, teaching home language in the FET phase. My name is Dr. Sanders, and the co-supervisor is Dr. Mukhari. I think she will be joining us today. We are the lecturers for this module, and we look forward to supporting you in your studies and helping you succeed. That is our main aim for this year. Just as a reminder, which you will see noticed in tutorial letter 101, plus on our module site, plus in last week's presentation, our email addresses are esandard@unisa.ac.za and mukhas@unisa.ac.za. Feel welcome anytime that you have a question to email us. We are here to help you. Now, the focus of this tutorial is MyUnisa, Moodle, the upgraded LMS, the learning management system. By now you are probably familiar with this, but just to go through the few aspects that are important for us to take note. LMS, the learning management system, where you will find everything relevant to your studies, as discussed in the subsequent slides. Now, I'm sure the first question in your mind is, how do I access Moodle? Well, very simply, and I'm sure you will get so familiar with doing it because you will be accessing this at least once a day or even more. Open up your favorite web browser, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, or Edge. You need to type in the following web address: https://mymodules.dtls.unisa.ac.za. Allow me to pause for a second. I'm sure you want to jot down that address. Otherwise, this presentation will be made accessible in our module site afterwards. So, https://mymodules.dtls.unisa.ac.za. And this is the next screen that you will find. You may also, if you find it easier than typing in this web address, you may type in this in the search bar, claim MyUnisa. Claim MyUnisa. And this will be the screen that will come up. Now, what we have to do here, it's very user-friendly. You type in your student number in this box and your password, which you were given on registration. If perchance you have forgotten your UNISA password or your UNISA student number, please click on these options and follow the relevant screens, which will help you either reset your password or to obtain your student number. But I'm sure you all have your student numbers close by. Once you have done that and you have clicked on login, you will get to the home page of MyUnisa, of Moodle. You click on My Modules, as we see over here. And in the drop-down box, you will see all the different modules that you have been registered for. Obviously, the focus of this course And this afternoon's presentation is our TMS 3715, 24 for our year 2024. And why? For the year, meaning that it's a year module. You find that option and you click on it. What does this module site enable us to do? We will go through all of these in the next few slides, but you'll be able to read the welcome message, access your tutorial letters and study guide using the official study materials tool, access the lessons for this module, engage in conversation with myself and Dr. Mukhari and your fellow students, to view your official assessments or assignments, to obtain urgent and necessary information that we may post via the announcement tool, and to obtain additional resources. Let us go each one of these. The welcome message you will find on the module's homepage, the welcome message. Please read it carefully as it contains important introductory information about this module, our contact details, and so forth. You are also able to read the welcome message in any of our official languages, and even to listen to the recording of the welcome message. So that is the welcome message. Now, the next thing that we are going to discuss this afternoon is accessing your tutorial letters and your study guide using the official study materials tool. Now, in your left-hand bar, you will find a taskbar. And in this taskbar, you will find various options. And the option that we are concerned with now is the official study material. So that is the very first thing that you need to have access to. So I hope that you have already accessed it, or straight after our presentation, you will access it. This will be the next page that you obtain. You will see official study material, tutorial letter 101, and tutorial letter 501. Now, tutorial letter 101 is your starting point as it introduces you to the module and tells you what to expect, our expectations from you as a student, the outcomes, and other relevant information, how to access the library, contact details of various important people that you may need to contact. So please download tutorial letter 101 and keep it handy. We can almost call it your Bible for TMS 3715. Now, tutorial letter 501 is the next very, very important official study material that you need to access. This contains the content of all your learning units, the content for our TMS 3715 module. You will not be able to complete this course, to complete your assignments without downloading and studying tutorial letter 37015. So please download it and have it handy. The next important tool that you will notice on our module site are the various lessons. We have made different sections with all the relevant content of our module. The first actual section is Let's Get Started, and that will tell you about the outcomes, the purpose, the assessment criteria. and other relevant information. And then we have different learning sections for the different learning units. Learning Unit 1, as I've pointed out, is understanding the adolescent learner. And you will find in each learning unit the content first that you need to study. The content is the same as tutorial letter 501, with the exception is that it is online. Whereas tutorial letter 501, you could actually go and print it out and have it as an actual hard copy or in your documents where you do not have to actually access MyUnisa and access our module site. In each learning unit, plus in our first orientation, let's get started section, you will find various discussion forums. These discussion forums make you engage with myself as well as your fellow students. Our first discussion forums are getting to know each other. Please introduce yourself. We want to know each other. We're family members, so we want each one of us to find out a little bit about each student. So this is our first discussion forum, getting to know each other. And there I have posted the first topic, which basically asks you to please introduce yourself. Tell us just a little bit about yourselves, possibly where you come from, what made you decide to become a teacher, especially a home language teacher. So that's the first discussion forum. In our first section, let's get started. You will also find discussion forums to tell us about your vision. We all have visions that we want to aspire to in our future lives. What is your vision for the future, especially considering that you are now studying, now a student at UNISA, and you have enrolled for our TMS3715 course, and your expectations. So in the section, let's get started. There are 3 discussion forums: introducing yourselves, vision for the future, and your expectations of this module. We're all unique. We're all going to be different teachers, have our own teaching style. So what are your expectations? We all may want to achieve something different from this course. In each section for the learning units, and you will notice that we have sections for each learning unit from 1 to 7, because in this module we have 7 learning units. So in each section, in each learning unit, you will find what I like to call is thinking stops. And why do I like to use the term thinking stops? As they make us stop, reflect on what we have learned, and of course, sharing with our fellow students. So these discussion forums, these thinking stops are there to express our own views. And please don't feel hesitant to express a view that you feel maybe your lecturers or the fellow students don't agree with. That's perfectly 100% normal, and it's perfectly acceptable. We all have our different views, but we want to share and discuss them and learn from each other. You may have a perspective that none of us have even thought of. So please share and respond to your fellow students. As you will see, the first thinking stop for Learning Unit 1 discusses the adolescent learner, which is the first section in Learning Unit 1. So please, it just simply asks you to explain your views of your own adolescent life. What were your experiences? As you can see, some students have already responded. So thank you very much to those students who have responded. And we encourage all the others to just add your views, read the other students' responses, and respond to them so we can keep this important conversation going. Very, very importantly, on our module site, you will be able to view all your official assessments. The assessments questions are not posted in Tutorial Letter 101 or Tutorial Letter 501. They are on our module site. That is why it is so important that you access this module site as often as possible, frequently in the day. Let's try at least once per day. So you will see your assessments. At the moment, Assessment 1 is available. It is a compulsory assessment with 50 multiple choice questions. But for next week's tutorial, which I hope to schedule sometime next week, we will discuss Assessment 1, the MCQ, the quiz, the multiple choice questions. Assessment 2 will become available after the due date for Assessment 1 has expired. We do this specially so that you can focus on one assessment at a time. I know some of us, especially like me, we do become impulsive and we want to keep checking all the other questions of the assessments, and then we lose focus on what is on hand, the assessment that has to be completed first. So please concentrate on Assessment 1. Make sure that you complete it, as it is compulsory. But more about Assessment 1 and finding it in next week's tutorial. Announcements. Please, the announcement tool is very important for you to access often. This is where I will post relevant information, changes in schedules, updates to anything that may need to be discussed, links to meetings, information possibly from the library, or anything that is relevant for your studies. Please access this, as you do not want to miss out. For example, if you don't access it and then you don't know that we have a scheduled tutorial, we don't want that to happen. So please keep an eye on your announcements tool to see what is happening, to keep up to date in this course and what you are required to do. As you can see, there are already some announcements posted. So please, after our tutorial, please access them to find and read the relevant information. And the final icon that I would like to talk about is the additional resources. These are various resources over and above your tutorial letters 101 and 501 and the recommended books. For example, the recording of this tutorial will be posted in additional resources. If there are relevant websites which we feel would be relevant for you to complete your assignments or for extra reading and extra discussions, they will all be posted over there. So please keep an eye on the additional resources. As you can see, there are quite a number of additional resources already posted. Updated resources will be made available as soon as possible. And remember my motto for this year: nothing comes easy without hard work. We are here to help you and ensure your success. So please never feel hesitant, never feel overwhelmed to ask any questions that you may have. So as I promised, it will now be your opportunity to ask any questions that you may have. You may unmute your mic or just come in and ask any questions that you may have. So please, I do see, is it Nombuso? Thank you for your question. Please go ahead and ask. I'm sure many of us are thinking of the same thing.
Good afternoon, everyone. I wanted to ask, once you have recorded the video, I saw that you have to the introduction of yourself. Once you have recorded the video, like, I'm not too sure as if I understand. So, is there a certain let's say maybe it should be a 30-second video, or and how do you upload it to the portal? Because I think I've seen it, but I was just not too sure how to go about it. So can you please clarify on that, ma'am? Thank you.
Thank you for that important question. The tutorial, the recordings will be available. You should just be able to access it by clicking on the download folder. They are also going to our TippyTube department where they will be available on YouTube. But once they're on the website, you should not have any challenges just by clicking on them. Obviously, that your sound works and that your media player is working to access the tutorials. So I hope that that helps you. The presentation from today will also be available. Plus, there is a transcript of the meeting that will be made available so that you can actually read what was said. I hope that answers your question and thank you very much. But if you have something further to say, please, we're welcome to go ahead.
Okay, sorry, ma'am. I'm not sure if I'm following. I was talking about the video that you are supposed to make for introducing ourselves. You know, that one that you said we can, is it on the forum? I think it's on the forum.
Oh, okay. Yes, it's not a video introducing yourself. It is a discussion forum introducing yourself where you will access our module site and you will be able to introduce yourself. Possibly allow me just to access the module site and I will share my screen again. But you are welcome to add a video. That would be fantastic. And you could add the video. So as we said, once you get to the module site, you find our TMS module. You can also find in the left-hand bar that I explained, where you'll find everything, and they're getting to know each other. And you can add a new topic telling us about yourself. But if you would like to do a recording, that is fantastic. It will be very, very welcome. So I hope that clarifies your question now.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am.
And I look forward to your post. I so enjoy reading my students' posts, getting to know them, and learning about where we live, our different places that we stay, our different views of teaching. So please, after this meeting, if you have 10 minutes, please add your introduction or take a recording of yourself. That will be very welcome. Thank you for asking that question. I appreciate it. Any further questions from us, our family, our TMS3715 family? As I said, let me just check if there is anything in the chat, because unfortunately the chat does not visible. On my side, I don't see anything, but if there are any further questions, you are welcome to email me, to post them in the chat, and I will respond. So if you think of anything later on today or during the course of this following week, you're welcome to pop it into the chat or to email me for further clarification. And I am, as I said in our presentation, I am hoping to schedule another meeting next week where we can discuss the importance of accessing assignment 1 and completing our MCQ assignment. Anybody else would like to say something? If there are no further questions, allow me to close this meeting to thank you so much for your attendance, for taking the time out of your busy schedules, to wish you all the best for your studies this year. But know we are there for you. We are here to help you succeed. So please take some time now, access your tutorial letters, access all the different sites that we've spoken about, and I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you in further presentations. So thank you, everybody, and have a blessed afternoon. Bye for now.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you.